No, you can't build a house with no money out of pocket. No, you can't buy land with no money down. No, you can't buy land unless you pay it off. And yes, you have to have your finances right. And yes, you have to have all of your magical money all lined up in order to build a house. Wrong. You have to pay attention to these 4 elements if you want to take a house out of the ground. Because if you implement 1 to 2 of these elements, you can successfully take a house out of the ground with very little to almost no money out of pocket. There is no such thing as no money out of pocket. It's just, who do you get the money from? And for most investors and most people building houses, it's other people's money that they utilize to be able to take that out of the ground. For those of you guys that have been fortunate enough to apply one of the most successful books written on business and success, Think and Grow Rich, one of the key elements in here is utilizing other people's ideas, other people's money, and not allowing other people's opinions to be able to go in and affect what you're doing financially. Now, let's talk about these 4 elements that allow you to be able to go in with very little and sometimes no money out of your own personal pocket to be able to go in and build a house and do it successfully for a 6-figure profit. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everybody's going to be as successful as the thousands of students across the United States that have followed our exact business model to be able to do this. All I'll tell you is that if you apply what we're telling you over these 4 steps, it's going to make it a whole hell of a lot easier for you to get into it. No, you don't have to wait until your money's perfect. You don't have to wait until the element of success is broadcasted magical pixie dust over you, and you don't have to sit and wait around for the perfect time till you have all your finances right to make a magical move to get a build out of the ground. It's based on a decision and the elements of success that allows you to migrate forward. So let's talk about these 4. Now, I will tell you, if you own a home today and you bought that home anytime within the last 7 to 10 years, pay attention, because there's what's called a home equity line of credit. Now, when you go in with a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, this allows you to go in and take cash, take equity from your home. Now, here's what I love about home equity lines of credit is that most people think like, oh my God, I got a second mortgage. I would almost relinquish your mortgage and take down an entire home equity line of credit to pay off your mortgage and then take the equity and invest it into something that'll produce income that's stronger. And people will sit back and say, yeah, but Jerome, home equity lines of credit are typically more expensive than a mortgage. They are on a monthly basis, but they're way less expensive by almost 1/3 a home mortgage. Most people don't realize that because they've been sold on a 30-year fixed term mortgage as the way to go out and buy a home. And the reality is that you're going to pay almost 3 times multiplier on that mortgage over the course of the 30 years if you do that, where if you go and you get a home equity line of credit, it's not front-end interest loaded like a mortgage is. So for the first 10 years, you're not just paying interest, you're actually paying down your principal. And you're able to take the excess equity that you have in that home and you're able to put that money to work to be able to go out and allow yourself to get into ground up builds. So for sake of example, let's say that you bought a house back in 2018, 19, even 2020, before the market got really crazy. And let's say that you bought that home for $400,000. And even if that house today is only worth $520,000, you pull out $120,000. What can that $120,000 do for you in the open market today? Now, it's not going to build $1 million home for you. Like I always tell people, the largest profit, the easiest type of lending is in homes that are in excess of $750,000 all the way up to about $2 million. And if you're in really affluent areas, we got people over in Salt Lake City that are building $4 million homes like they're $500,000 homes. I got people in Dallas, Fort Worth that are building $2 million homes like they're $500,000 homes. I got people in Florida that are building $3 million, $4 million homes as though they were like $300,000 homes. So what I'm telling you is it's all relative to the economics that you're building in, but the higher the price of the land, the higher the price of the home, the larger the profitability means you have larger equity spreads, allowing you for easier lending, okay? So when we go in, we're gonna go in and invest this not in just a smaller $400,000, $500,000 home. We're gonna take this and we're gonna invest it in a property that we're gonna build that's about $800K to $1 million at the very least, okay? Now, for a lot of people starting off, they sit back and go, Jerome, that's pretty intimidating. I want to start off conservative. That's conservative. Don't start off with anything lower than that. It's not smart. Anything lower than that is a bad investment because it's going to be harder to get lending, more money out of your own pocket with product less expensive than that. And if you follow all of my content, P.S. by the way, click and subscribe to my YouTube channel, give us some love and pound that thumbs up button as I run through this today so that you can better understand how to build houses with very little to almost no money out of your own pocket. Now, as we go in and we do this, ladies and gentlemen, let's go in and let's take a look at what this $120,000 can do for us. But before we do that, let's talk about item number 2. The item number 2 I like to call the grace of land. And the reason why is because it gives us the grace to be able to go in and take down land with very little to no money out of pocket. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. One of them is called owner financing, okay? Now, this is the grace of land, okay? One of them, this is item number 2, this is item number 1, okay? Now, one of them is called owner financing, and number 2 is going to be an option to buy. Now, both of these give you the control variables of taking down the land with very little to no money out of your own pocket. Now, when you go in, when you buy on an option, that just means you're doing a delayed close. You go in with a purchase agreement, you go in and you tell them, I want to buy your property. Here's the terms that we're going to negotiate through. You buyer, seller, negotiate on terms, and then you go in and make a contingent on your ability to get permits, lending, or whatever it is. So you're controlling the land with a little bit of escrow money at title, so it's legally binded. You don't do this on a handshake. And now you go in and now you have the option to buy it under the terms of the purchase agreement with some escrow money securing that land for you. And you never really ever take ownership of it until you get what we're going to talk about for item number 4. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Now, owner financing is where the owner becomes the bank for you. That's where they go in, they become the bank. You don't have to get a bank loan. There's no credit checks. They go in, they do what's called owner financing. You take down the land through them being the bank, and you go in with a very little down payment to no down payment at all, and just terms that you can go in and you can secure that land with. Now, what's cool about that is you can utilize the equity you build in the standpoint of that land to be able to go in and leverage against the actual mortgage when you go in for your construction lending, and you can go in and collateralize the land against the mortgage to make it easier. But we'll talk about that here in one moment. Now, I love these options because there's very little to almost no money out of your own pocket. So far, guys, we have $120,000. We've maybe used between $5,000 to $10,000 to be able to secure the land. And this actually goes towards the land purchase in both scenarios. And it actually will even go towards our equity when we go in and we go in for construction lending. Now, let's talk about number 3 before we get into the holy grail of lending, okay? Let's talk about item number 3. Now, item number 3 is what we call business lines of credit. It's expensive credit. Most people are terrified of it because they go out and they utilize this to go on vacation. They go in and they utilize this to go buy a fancy watch, take their wife out to dinner. They utilize it in the wrong way. They go out and purchase liabilities instead of assets. But when you go in and you use a business line of credit to be able to go in and take things down, number 3 is business lines of credit. Now, when we go in and we do this, guys, you have to invest in assets with business lines of credit or something that is driving you towards an asset and building an asset. So I love business lines of credit because anybody can go in and get them. You have to understand that 95% of new companies in the United States that start this year will fail. I didn't create that statistic. That's a real statistic, but 95% of businesses fail in their very first year. And that has been the case for over 3 decades that I've been self-employed. The stat hasn't changed. Now, out of the 5% that make it, 85% of them never turn a profit until year number 3. Okay. Now, why do I tell you this? I don't tell you this to discourage you from what we're doing, because the vast majority of you, if you guys go in, you follow exactly what I'm telling you, the chances of you failing doing this is almost zero, provided that you pay close attention, you implement exactly to what we've done. How do I know that? Well, we've built and sold 700 plus homes over the course of time. I don't own any of those homes today. The banks never took any of those homes for me. There's homeowners creating lives, stories, and living in these homes all over the state and all over multiple states across the United States. And we don't own any of them. We've just taken profits from 100% of every single one of them. If you want to learn the exact strategy of how to buy the right piece of land in the right area to build a house, if you want to learn the exact strategy that I've been utilizing for almost 3 decades, then text me the word land at 505
560-0520. Let's go ground up. Let's buy land. Let's build houses, and let's start right now.
And so when I tell you guys, pay close attention here, because there was a time that I was broke and I was trying to leverage this stuff, and I utilized these exact same tools. So when we go in, we're going to go in, and banks, it's like being a freshman in college. When we go to college, our very first year, it's like my son right now, he's a freshman in college. And when he goes in to the bookstore, all students, called the Discover Card Student Card. And they give you an automatic $5,000 credit card to all students. No job, no credit, 18 years old, never been in the real world before, never had a credit card. Congratulations, here's $5,000. Go out and get in debt. Welcome to America. Let's add to the national debt, right? That's the whole point. Now, when we go in, we're a new business. You ever go to like Bank of America? They come up to you with their little iPad and they're like, "Hi, ma'am. Hi, sir. How can I help you today? Can I help you with a deposit? What are you here to do today?" You're like, "Psh, get away from me," right? And you get embarrassed, people around you, a little bit of heat goes up your back. You're like, "No, I'm all right. I'll just wait for the teller." And then that one gullible sucker goes, "Oh, you can help me," right? And then that person goes in, gives them their checks. They deposit those for you. In the midst of doing that, they sit back and say, "Ma'am, sir, do you realize that you qualify for a Bank of America business line of credit today? Would you like to apply?" Because they're getting credit points at that bank and at that location for selling you on a business line of credit. And you don't go after local banks on this, you go after national banks. Why? Because national banks, they make their money off of consumers just like you on high interest credit cards of 15 to 20% plus annualized percentage rates on high interest business lines of credit on brand new small business owners. Now, why would they solicit every business if 95% of them fail and then 85% of the 5% that make it actually go out and don't turn a profit for 3 years? Why would they invest in that? That's absolutely crazy. Well, it's because of this right here, because you land up getting suckered in, and most people go out and purchase liabilities, not assets. Now, you're going to take this, you're going to go through the process of entitlement. You're going to go in, you're going to get a survey, you're going to get an architect, you're going to get engineers, and you're going to get permits, okay? You're going to go out through the process of entitlement. You're going to use this high interest money, and you're going to invest between 10 to 15K to go in and take this down. Now, this is going to be your leverage point to go in and apply number 4. Okay, number 4. Now, remember, guys, this is just one piece of it. We still have $120,000 here. It's not our money, it's the bank's money. Yeah, we took it, the equity out of our house, but guess what? We're going to go in, we're utilizing the bank's money on the equity of our home. We're in a smarter loan than a 30-year fixed rate mortgage now. So we're actually paying down our home so it becomes more of an asset than a liability or a luxury item like most people are tell you. Now, we used $5,000 to $10,000 to secure the land, but we don't have either a payment on the land or we have very little liability on the land, and we didn't pay for the land. The land might have cost us $200,000 to go out and build $1 million home. Might have cost us $200,000, but we're only $5,000 to $10,000 into it. We still have $110,000 left over here, and now we have business lines of credit. We could either use our HELOC, but I would just say use this, because you're only going to be into this for just a short period of time of about 60 to 90 days. And so even if you have to pay a modest interest rate for 60 to 90 days, it's going to bridge you into number 4. Okay? Now, number 4 is construction lending. And today, we're going to talk about a construction to perm loan. Okay? Now, I like construction lending. A construction to perm loan is great because it's a permanent loan. It's a 30-year fixed rate mortgage that you back into because the banks, and now we go in and we work with local banks. Why local banks? We don't go after national banks because Bank of America and all the big banks like Chase, Citibank, and even Wells Fargo, they function predominantly on this type of lending or institutional asset lending. And so they don't care about all of the home mortgage, all the small construction stuff. They like the home mortgage stuff, but they want to go in, and if you utilize local banks, 87% of their revenue comes in from car loans and home mortgages. And so they're competing for the long-term note on that long-term finance. So when we go in here, what I like about construction to perm loans is they give them to you at a 95% loan to cost. And what the banks are actually looking for is 80% loan to value at stabilization. So for sake of example, if you have a $200,000 equity stance inside a home and you're building $1 million home, for sake of example, what they're looking for is they're looking for 80% of that stabilized. So at end of construction, if you underwrite at $800,000 worth of cost, That $800,000 worth of cost is 80% of the loan to value ratio, LTV, your loan to value ratio on a $1 million home. Now, if we go in and our cost to build that, like for sake of example, Alec, my camera guy, he just built a $1 million home. In fact, we just threw a sign up in front of that house today. We got a realtor calling this morning. The house isn't even listed, ain't getting cleaned for about 4 more days, and the house isn't done for about another week. Now, that house is selling for $997,000, so essentially $1 million, right? Now, we already got the first call on that house. He's all into that build with the land. The land he paid about $155,000 for, and entire build cost, including the land, was $660,000 build budget in land. Now, that's over $300,000+ in equity that he has in that house, minus the closing cost. So when we go in and we're looking at this, he has a spread. Now, if he can go up to $800,000 and only have to contribute 5% towards closing. Now, here's what's cool, is that you go in, you contribute 5% of that. Let's do the math here. Let's pull up in our calculator. And we take, if he goes up to $800,000 times 0.05, that's $40,000 that he would have to come up with out of pocket, okay? Now, on a construction or perm loan, because his cost is $800,000, okay? His cost was actually $660,000, and it's actually part of the way that he actually did this. So if you take 660 times 0.05, $33,000 out of pocket. Okay, so his real amount out of pocket is $33,000. Alec wanted his money back. So he went in, he goes in with a little bit higher valuation, a little bit more out of pocket, and now this is costing $10,000 to $15,000. But what he's able to do is he's able to exit that money out because his proceed amount is higher because he asked for $800,000. He's able to replenish this money with only a small, modest amount from the $33,000 to $40,000 is just a $7,000 variance in down payment money. So that $7,000 excess down payment money got him his $10,000 to $15,000 back. But look what it also did for him. When he goes back in here, that's the total cost of construction and land. So now he's able to take this $5,000 to $10,000 back as well. Now he's $0 out of pocket at closing, and he's utilizing the bank's money. Now, initially, he's utilizing towards that $33,000. He's contributing what he put here, $5,000 to $10,000, plus another $5,000 to $10,000 here. They're subtracting that from the $40,000 that he actually has to put as a down payment. So now he's only at $20,000 down payment. Comes to the table with $20,000 to be able to close on that loan. But because he has excess $800,000 in his proceed amount and he only needs $660,000, he's able to take this $800,000 in proceed amount, reimburse himself at closing for the $10,000 or $15,000 he has in entitlements, and he can reimburse himself for what he actually put in the down payment of the land, and he's able to contribute the land into the note. He's only $20,000 into it right now, but he has excess equity, so he's able to go in, take his $20,000 out in the first or second month of building the house, provided that he's moving in the right direction, he's staying on budget, and now he goes in at $680,000 out of pocket. He doesn't even need the other $120,000. It just sits there. And now he's $0 out of pocket in day 30, month 1, on a $1 million build. And yes, it took him contributing maybe a HELOC, maybe some business lines of credit, maybe some owner financing or an option to buy the land to roll into a construction of perm loan. And within 30 days, he's replenished 100% of his capital, utilized everything that he had in equity to contribute towards the build, and then pull 100% of his money out and is building a $1 million home for the last 6 months with then $0 out of his own personal pocket. But he's utilizing other people's money to leverage the smart way and the way banks approve it to go out and build a home with very little to no money out of his own pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, it's one of the most magical things when you understand banking and lending. For more content just like this, click and subscribe to my YouTube channel, pound that thumbs up button. Let's go, let's build, and let's go out and create a difference in your life. Let's build together. You want more content like this? Comment the word build down below, and let's go build together. Till next time, go out and compound your success, and I'll see you on the other side.